Hi everyone, I am Margie Lutrago, Blessed 3E. For this video, I am going to discuss Chapter 7, Qualitative Research Method by Lynn, Westbrook.
The theories and techniques associated with the naturalistic paradigm and qualitative research methods have become accepted enough to engender political, ideological, and even economic backlash. Despite recent efforts to deny the value of qualitative work, it continues to pervade modern sociological research production.
Underlying principles of naturalistic work.
In virtually every area of LIS research, from system design to user education, evaluation, the series of factors that finally led a user to an interaction with some part of an information system is increasingly complex. This chapter is a revised and expanded version of Lynn Westbrook, Qualitative Research Methods, a review of major stages, data analysis techniques, and quality controls.
Naturalism as a research paradigm.
When defined as a research paradigm rather than as a research method, naturalism is an approach that posits reality as holistic, based in the perceptions of individuals and communities, and continually changing.
Naturalism in LIS research.
The naturalistic paradigm only recently has been accepted in the applied or professional schools.
Role of mixed or multi-method research.
Of course, in many research situations a reasoned, effective combination of the positivist and naturalist approaches provides the most complete or insightful understanding.
Ethical concerns.
As in any research involving human beings, a number of ethical concerns demand careful attention. Naturalistic settings compound the usual issues of participant confidentiality and harmless involvement.
Data gathering techniques.
The act of gathering data for a qualitative study is an evolving process rooted in ongoing analysis. It involves more than obtaining discrete units of information.
Sampling.
No single formula provides the correct sample size for a qualitative study. The depth, complexity, and richness of the data are critical, but identifying a representative sample is not even a consideration, since the purpose of the search is to understand, not to generalize. The two criteria for determining right number of interview participants are: 1. Sufficiency refers to the effort to include all the subpopulations involved. 2. Saturation refers to the point at which the critical elements of the study have become saturated, that is, until further exemplars fail to add new nuance or to contradict what is understood.
Observation.
Observation is a broad category of data gathering in which the naturalistic researcher must choose a point of balance between observing and participating.
Interviews.
In all their variety, interviews are a valuable qualitative method for researchers who make effective choices along the continuum between structured and unstructured interviews. Probe questions that follow the main questions call be of the following types. 1. Continuation follows up on the same participant to elicit more details, complete a train of thought that was interrupted, complete a description. They are open-ended in that they might lead to topics. 2. Elaboration solicit further analysis or explanation of a specific point. They are focused in and only add to an area without leading to new topics. 3. Clarification used to clear up the interviewer's own understanding of the participant's comments. They might involve language, culture, or simply clarification. 4. Steering probes. These are designed to move the interview back into areas of interest or away from areas that are being avoided. 4. Steering probes. These are designed to move the interview back into areas of interest or away from areas that are being avoided. 5. Sequence probes. These are designed to elicit explanations of how phenomena progress in a step-by-step or staged fashion. 6. Evidence probes ask people to explain the basis for their viewpoints, opinions, or beliefs. 7. Slant probes seek to identify, often indirectly, the participant's bias, perspective, worldview, or mental model of a phenomenon, group, or situation.
Documents, questionnaires, diaries, journals, papers, and more.
Finally, the written word can be a source of narrative or qualitative data. Materials written by participants diverge in their format, content, and impetus. Since these data sources are well documented elsewhere, this section provides only a general overview.
Data analysis tools and methods.
2 principles of qualitative data analysis recur in virtually all descriptions of it. First, analysis is an ongoing process that feeds back into the research design right up to the last moment of data gathering. Second, whatever theory, model, or working hypothesis eventually develops must grow naturally from the data analysis rather than standing to the side as an a priori statement that the data will affirm or refute.
Discourse analysis.
Presently, the majority of LIS qualitative work seeks to understand populations within their information interaction contexts. A key subset of this work employs discourse analysis.
Content analysis basics.
One of the most commonly used data analysis techniques of qualitative research, content analysis uses a set of procedures to make valid inferences from text.
Content analysis terms.
1. A datum is a unit of information that is recorded in a durable medium, distinguishable from other data, analyzable by explicit techniques, and relevant to a particular problem. 2. Categories organize each datum by grouping it in with others that share similar denotations or connotations. 3. Themes then cluster categories that share some commonality, such as reference to a single issue.
The constant comparative method of content analysis.
The constant comparative method, codified by Glaser and Strauss, is generally recognized as one of the most effective means of qualitative content analysis. It involves joint coding and analysis during the continual review of data to gradually form categories.
Coding data.
Among the many advantages of coding are that it 1. Both follows upon and leads to generative questions. 2. Fractures the data, thus freeing the researcher from description and forcing interpretation to higher levels of abstraction. 3. Is the pivotal operation for moving toward the discovery of a core category or categories. And so, 4. Moves toward ultimate integration of the entire analysis. And 5. Yields the desired conceptual density, i.e., relationships among the codes and the development of each.
Coding techniques.
Only experience can translate the mechanics of coding guidelines into efficient, effective methods, but several techniques facilitate that process. Initially, during open coding, the researcher should look for terms used by the participants, using those terms as major coding terms.
Moving from codes to theory.
The process of moving from coding to theory or pattern generation is ongoing, but when saturation has been reached, it is necessary to leave the field and begin the final analysis.
Ensuring coding integrity.
During coding, 3 techniques help ensure the integrity of the work. First, the acceptable reliability level must be established prior to test coding and met regularly before final coding. Reproducibility, i.e., intercoder reliability, is a minimum standard. Double coding the same transcripts is essential. Get code recode consistencies over 90% before going on. Second, face validity. The correspondence between investigators' definitions of concepts and the definitions of the categories that measured them are necessary but far from sufficient. Finally, in some situations, other sources can be used to confirm inferences from data, codes, and categories. These may include contextual experiences, established theories, related studies, and representative interpreters. A content analysis is valid to the extent its inferences are upheld in the face of independently obtained evidence.
Developing grounded theory.
The grounded theory approach, while not the only theoretical option, stands out as central to the naturalistic paradigm because it develops models, hypotheses, and theory directly and primarily from the data without reference to pre-existing concepts or theories.
Ensuring integrity.
Ensuring integrity is no more difficult for naturalistic work than it is for positivist work, but again, the means differ. Field studies can be models of rigor, requiring the researcher to develop and apply systematic mechanisms for documenting all aspects of the research process.
Primary techniques.
Particularly when used in concert, the following techniques strengthen the credibility of findings. 5 points specific to the presentation of qualitative research findings. First, in almost any forum, it may be necessary to explain the concepts behind naturalistic methods. Although more and more reviewers are familiar with the naturalistic paradigm, there are still those who require authors to provide a basic primer for readers. Second, qualitative research requires great detail and explication of both data gathering and data analysis, as does sound quantitative research, with care taken to recognize that the quality controls must be adjusted to context. Third, one ethic of particular value to qualitative research requires the searcher to make some return to the community. Fourth, in almost every case, researchers must make active, careful decisions about giving voice to the participants within the context of the research problem, an effort to facilitate participants' interest in having their perspectives understood should be considered. Finally, if research is simply to help us understand the world, then the act of scholars publishing solely for other scholars in the same field makes a modest contribution to that goal. That's all for Chapter 7. Thanks for watching and God bless.